Hey, Don DeMarco for JB84. Congrats on that new job, brother. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. There we go. You guys hear me all right? Let me know. A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the 849th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, sexism, discrimination, and hate speech. That's right. Did I leave any out? I don't think I left any out. Doing a little bit of experimentation with the lighting here. Give me 2 seconds. Alexa, turn on Studio Light 1. See how this works. Alexa, turn on Studio Light 1. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So the lighting looks good. Very good. Very good. It is Monday, April 25th of 2022. It is good to have you guys in today. As always, we are streaming live simultaneously to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, DLive, Rumble, and of course, in crystal clear, high resolution 4K to SharpStream, which can be downloaded for free on Android or iOS. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. I have a fantastic show in store for you guys today, but there's good news and bad news with that. I got good news and bad news. The bad news is that the best part of the show will not be on YouTube. The good news is that you can still watch the best part of my show anyway. And that, of course, is by downloading the SharpStream app. You can download it absolutely free from the App Store or the Google Play app. So when shit gets real, you can get your ass over to SharpStream and not worry about me getting canceled or shadow banned. Real Femme Sapien, a.k.a. Ali D, will be joining us later to discuss the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I will also be opening up the phone lines to get your thoughts on this shit show of a situation. That's right. I said a shit show of a situation. Right after the show, I will be breaking down the ultimatum. I will be breaking down Temptation Island, and I will be breaking down the new season of 90 Day Fiancé back to back to back. That's right, the ultimatum, Temptation Island, 90 Day Fiancé back to back to back. So I'm going to give you guys a lot more bang for your buck. Devin actually came through in the clutch. She came through in the clutch. She figured out my streaming issue. So shout out to Devin in the house. Johnny Green, member of chat privileges for 6 months, says hashtag me poo. Yeah. Me poo is probably a very apt turn. Now, clearly, I'm not going to be doing these breakdowns on any platform except for my very own, which of course is SharpStream. So if you want to watch live for free, download the app, because you're not going to find this content on YouTube. You ain't going to find it on Twitch. You're not going to find it on Twitter. You're not going to find it on Rumble. You're not going to find it on Library. You're not going to find it on DLive. You're not going to find it on BitChute. You're not going to find it on Teachable. You're not going to find it on Kajabi. And by the way, guys, my Kajabi, where I, of course, host all of my courses and books and all of the materials that I use to grift. That's been taken down, guys. That has been taken down. Kajabi just closed my account because of what they describe as hate speech. A rep over there told me that they had received a sizable number of complaints. Her words, not mine, about my content, and that they can no longer host my courses or my books. Now, we can all speculate about why this is and who caused this. We might even speculate correctly. But that's not what we do here at TSR Towers. That's not what we do here. I've been canceled on just about every platform out there, and as crappy as that's been, it has forced me to adapt. This is why the lovely and talented Devin has built the SharpStream app, as well as my website, which hosts all of my premium content, my courses, my books, my event tickets, and so forth. So while others hate, guys like me, we create, we mate, we buy real estate, and we eat steak. So make sure you download SharpStream so that you can watch all of my dating show and movie breakdowns absolutely free. I will be breaking down the movie Hitch this Saturday night. This Saturday evening, I will be breaking down the movie Hitch from a red pill perspective. On Saturday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss that. You certainly do not want to miss that. So, again, where everything is good to go. Everything is good to go. Eben Zuer says shout out to Mo. That's who I got that from. But keep in mind, guys, that while you can watch all my premium content live for free on the mobile app, that does not give you access to the replays. But not to worry. Here's the good news. For less than 16 cents per day, you guys can get access to my entire catalog of my play-by-play dating show breakdowns. Okay? Love is Blind, F-Boy Island, Temptation Island. Actually, you know what? Love is Blind. 2 seasons of Love is Blind. F-Boy Island. 3 seasons of Temptation Island. 90 Day Fiancé, Labor of Love, Too Hot to Handle, Love Island, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and now The Ultimatum. Gentlemen, I have surgically dissected 13 seasons worth of dating shows. 13 seasons worth of dating shows. I'm working on number 14, 15, and 16, which is, at this point in time, just a shade over 1,000 with a T. 1,000 hours of content. That's 1,000 hours of content. Think about that for a second, guys. 1,000 hours. This is surgical play-by-play analysis on real-world relationships in real time. Real-world relationships in real time. $5 a month, guys. That's all it takes. Now, you can either become a patron or you can subscribe to SharpStream. I would recommend SharpStream because it's less expensive, and at some point Patreon will probably cancel me too. So if you want access to this treasure trove of content, guys, dive into your couch cushions, dig up that 16 cents, and sign the fuck up. Speaking of the lovely and talented Devin, let me just take a few minutes to give her flowers. Devin has really come through in the clutch. A few times in the last week and a half or so. We had a situation in Reno that I did not foresee. It wasn't serious. It wasn't serious. It was a minor inconvenience. And while I most certainly could have handled it on my own, Devin stepped in and handled it for me before it became a huge issue. Then today, she single-handedly figured out how to resolve the streaming issues I was having with Netflix with regards to my dating show breakdowns. Guys, I'm here to tell you, Netflix, their software is designed to black out when you have Netflix and OBS open on the same computer system. That's why it kept blacking out. Right? Devin figured that out. She figured that out. And look, man, you guys know, and by the way, I lost my Phenibut If you guys want to know what Phenibut is, Phenbut, you guys can look that up. I take that on the regular. You guys know I'm not one who blows smoke up anybody's ass, least of all my girlfriend. But guys, I'm telling you what, man, it's times like these that make me not only appreciate the value she brings to my life, but it also reaffirms the decision I made to choose her over another girl I was seeing. Okay? This other girl was almost half Devin's age. She may have been half Devin's age. Smoking body. This girl quite literally threw herself at me when I told her I was moving east. If you guys want to check that out, if you guys think I'm capping, if you guys think I'm capping, go hit my Instagram. Go hit my Instagram. The conversation is there. It was on my Windows phone, right? But my decision was made very easily for me simply because of the value that Devin offered me. Yes, the other girl was younger. Yes, she was much hotter. She was way hotter. And Devin will be the first to attest to that. She has seen this girl before. But outside of pre-selection and, 7.5 minutes of sex every so often, she was literally useless. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all bad, and she wasn't a bad person. We had a lot of fun together, but I was at a point in my life where I wanted more than just a set of tits, a pretty face, and a tight ass to keep me around, guys. I wanted a woman who was useful. I needed a woman who was compliant, submissive, and respectful, who also brought value to my life outside of the way she looks. Devin has all of these characteristics and then some. Devin can code. She builds and maintains my website. She built and maintains my mobile app, and is an excellent problem solver in terms of technical issues with my podcast and business. Okay, now, Devin's no snowflake, guys. Okay, don't kid yourselves. It took a long time for me to dial her into where she is now. She still drives me absolutely crazy because she's a woman, and that's what women do. That's just part of the gig. But for the time being, she has far more pros than cons, to be sure. And she also happens to be quite attractive. More attractive, in fact, than most women half her age. So what she lacks in youth and fertility, she more than makes up for it with her loyalty, her intelligence, her problem-solving prowess, among other things. So I'm gonna give Devin a Don DeMarco. Let me do that again. I'm gonna give Devin. There we go. I'm gonna give Devin a Don DeMarco because after the past couple of weeks, she deserves it. So shout out to the lovely and talented Devin because she is certainly hitting her stride. She's really, really hitting her stride in this whole business thing. Okay, enough of me gushing, enough of me yammering on and simping for my woman. Let us get into today's topic. And again, Allie will be joining us shortly. Unless you live under a rock, or you are Amish, you are aware of the seemingly endless saga between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I'm not going to give you a timeline of events. I'm not going to talk about what has happened in their relationship because a quick Google search will tell you all that you really need to know. But what I am going to talk about is that we should not be surprised at Amber Heard's behavior. We shouldn't be. Anyone on this side of the internet, though taken aback by some of her antics on and off camera, we are hardly surprised that an attractive American woman is carrying on like Miss Heard. America created Amber Heard, gentlemen. Our gynocentric laws, our toxic hashtags that somehow get turned into laws, created the monster you guys see on your screen. American women live the best lives of any class of human on the planet in world history. Attractive white women, attractive American white women, are the most privileged people who have ever lived, who ever will live. That's just all there is to it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not crying about it. I'm not talking about what's fair and what's not. I'm simply pointing out what is plainly obvious. Now, over the past 7+ decades, women the world over, mainly Western women, have devolved so rapidly that we are only just now finding out how terrible they are. Guys, women have been acting a fool for decades. But we've only recently been privy to what they really get up to, thanks in large part to this community and, of course, the smartphone. And the more stories like this make the news, the more people are going to have to acknowledge what has been staring us in the face all these years. And that is that women are the worst they have ever been. Period. Not the worst since the 1800s, not the worst since the prehistoric days. No. I am telling you that today's Western women are the worst they have ever been. It's no secret, guys. The average American woman is overweight. She's entitled. She's lazy. She's unintelligent. She's selfish and a pain in the ass to deal with. The girl power movement and its derivatives have quite literally destroyed the West, guys. 6 out of every 1,000 people are married, which is the lowest percentage it has ever been. Birth rates are plummeting, and relationships are circling the drain. Yes, there are other factors involved here, but I think we can all agree that the girl power movement is the tip of the spear here. Amber Heard, gentlemen, is the real-life manifestation of the female id run amok. She is spoiled, she is entitled, she takes no accountability, and has acted like one of the most deplorable human beings who has ever lived. Now, I'm not saying that she is the most deplorable human being who's ever lived, because I'm sure she does have a few redeeming qualities, though there is precious little evidence of such, what with what we've learned about her so far. But her behavior is indicative of a sickening, toxic sewage that American women have been steeped in since birth. Guess what? I don't blame Amber Heard for her behavior. Let me repeat that. I do not blame Amber Heard for her behavior. Now, I want to make this distinction before you guys lose your minds. I'm not saying that I'm not holding her accountable for her behavior or that she should not pay the price for what she's done. But Amber Heard was created by America. She is only doing what she is allowed to do. Gentlemen, women are routinely able to make false accusations against men for whatever reason they choose and are almost never prosecuted for it. Is it any surprise that Amber Heard lied about Johnny Depp putting hands on her? Women consistently exploit men using the court system. Is there any surprise that Amber Heard is countersuing Johnny Depp in what is clearly a frivolous lawsuit in an attempt to deflect the spotlight on her own licentious, irresponsible behavior? Women are also consistently enabled and encouraged to paint themselves as victims even when nothing has happened to them. Is anyone here surprised that Amber Heard is attempting to look like a victim of domestic violence? And I mean that in the most literal sense, guys. Look at your screen. Look at your screen. Look at Amber Heard. Her makeup, her dress, her facial expressions, her hair, her body language, everything you see on your screen right now is quite literally designed to make Amber Heard look like a battered wife. Look at your screen. Look at your screen. She looks like she's been traumatized. The West always rushes to the aid of a woman who says she was victimized. It is no accident that Miss Heard likely hired a makeup artist to make her look like a victim of domestic violence so that the jury sides with her. Now, again, I'm not absolving her of anything. Far from it. She is 1,000% responsible for her actions, and one way or another, she's going to pay the price. It might not be monetarily, but she is going to pay for this one way or the other. But the fact that this woman has done the things that she has allegedly done and has not only not been arrested, but allowed to file a lawsuit against the victim of her behavior is a travesty. What is happening in this case is a gross miscarriage of justice, and we have no one to blame but ourselves, guys. America created Amber Heard. America has enabled her atrocious behavior. What kind of a woman takes a shit on her husband's side of the bed? Huh? What kind of a woman lies on her husband knowing what the consequences will be? Well, the answer is simple. She is the kind of woman that America is encouraging them to be. Look at all the marketing, all the television, the movies, Netflix specials, social media. Anything and everything around us encourages women to act like Amber Heard. Again, I'm not saying she's not responsible, because she most certainly is. But she is simply the human manifestation for everything that is wrong with today's women. Now, some people are probably watching place some blame on Johnny Depp. People are probably saying, well, he shouldn't have married Amber. Guys in this community are saying things like, well, he should have chosen better. And while those people are correct, we have to consider the fact that our culture is designed to keep men blind to the habits and proclivities of women like Amber Heard. Guys like me tell you guys every single day the signs to look out for in terms of avoiding women like Amber Heard. We tell you guys, don't be stupefied by a woman's beauty, because extremely beautiful women do extremely crazy things. We tell you guys to thoroughly vet women before you commit. We tell you to vet them for no less than 6 months. I tell you vet them no less than a year. We give you the signs to look for that she is possibly toxic, or even evisuba spelled backwards, or maybe even has mental problems. We teach you guys what to look for and how to discriminate against women who could potentially bring drama and chaos into your life. The problem is, guys like us, we get silenced. Guys like us, we get canceled. Right? Don't get me wrong, we all know that Johnny Depp has never really understood how to handle women. We get it. We understand that. Right? We understand that because he's been in the spotlight since he was the teen heartthrob at 21 Jump Street. We know Johnny Depp has no game. He doesn't have a handle on women. We get it. He's had women throwing themselves at him since before he was even old enough to drink. So while I'm not making excuses for Johnny Depp, I am also pointing out the fact that if Johnny ever had an inkling to go looking for answers in terms of why his relationships have gone the way they've gone, it likely would have been very difficult for him to actually find what he was looking for. Now, I'm sure Johnny wasn't the perfect husband, guys, right? I'm sure he did a few things that were out of pocket. But I am 875% certain that whatever grievances Amber truly has against Johnny do not rise to the level of faking domestic violence, shitting in the bed, lying to the world about what is the new scourge of the earth, effectively ending his acting career and washing it all down with a bullshit, frivolous 9-figure counterclaim. At the end of the day, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation is the reason this community exists. A lot of men in this community have sworn off dating and relationships, and when I see stories like this, I cannot say that I blame them. Sometimes even I think the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and I'm in what appears to be in a pretty solid relationship with a woman who appears to love and respect me. So if you're a guy who says, you know what, fuck this, I'm done, you're getting no judgment from me. But for those of you who are willing to put in the work to achieve what most humans on this planet yearn for the most, which is a relationship, this is why I do what I do. I am never ever going to be the guy who tells men that they are weak for checking out of the dating market. At least not anymore. At least not anymore. I used to be that guy. I'm not anymore. Me personally, I've been out of the game for over half a decade. So outside of what I see and hear from you guys, and of course the internet, I don't really know what it's like for men out on the dating market these days. I have a pretty good idea, but I don't really know the full scope of what's happening because I'm not out in the field anymore. So any guy who throws his hands up, he's getting no judgment from me. In fact, guys who actually get married or endorse being married, those are the guys I point the finger at. Now, me personally, I am in a cohabitating relationship myself, but I also realize that nothing is without risk. A lot of guys are looking for a completely risk-free proposition with a woman. Gentlemen, that doesn't exist. Women are never going to have a risk-free proposition with a man. Men are never going to have a risk-free proposition with a woman. That's just all there is to it. Everything has risks. A lot of guys use, this could happen and that could happen. Listen, you're absolutely right. But nothing worth doing or having is going to come without risk. Just keep that in mind. But given what we're seeing in this nasty divorce between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, there is absolutely zero excuse for a man to willingly allow the state to enter into a contract with him and a woman who is incentivized to break said contract for her benefit at your detriment. No excuse. Yes, I am still pro-relationship. Okay? I do not endorse or encourage checking out of the dating market. But I don't judge either. Okay? I still believe that men and women are much better together, and I'd like to think that I am living proof of that, at least for the time being. But getting married to an American woman in America is a sucker's bet. It's a fool's errand. And anyone watching what is transpiring between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard should view this as a watershed moment in the history of heterosexual relationships between men and women in the West and heed these warnings. And that, as they say, is the memo. Devin in the chat says, what? There are no guarantees in life. Yeah, imagine that, right? Imagine that. Allie is going to be joining us here in about 20 minutes. I'm still waiting on her. I don't know. I might actually shoot her a text and tell her to jump in. Tell her to jump in a little bit early here. All right, let me look at these. Let me look at these super chats here. Give me 2 seconds. All right, let me take a look at the super chats here. See what you guys are talking about. Shout out to you guys. 280 people in the chat. Guys, please hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. Very, very much. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. I just told Allie she can jump in now if she wants, because I'm very interested in what she has to say on all this. Shout out to shout out to Sith Lord Entertainment with the $100 super chat. Says, I'm glad Johnny is getting justice, but this is definitely a lesson learned. Never stick your key in an otherwise odd looking doors, i.e. crazy. Hope all is well, Donovan. I always want to show love to you in this platform. You have helped me more than you'll ever know. Thank you very much for that. I'll give you one more Don DeMarco for that. I love hearing from guys who are helped by me, man. It's just I'm told that Devin has made tacos because she loves me. So I guess today is taco night. So shout out to Dev for making me tacos. Dr. B84 says, and we lose weight. Yes, that's right. While others hate, we create. We mate. We buy real estate while eating steak and losing weight. Love it. Love it. Love that very, very much. Shout out to you guys. Dr. B. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Dr. B84. Dr. B84 got a new job. So shout out to him, man. We like to celebrate our small victories here. So shout out to Dr. B84 for getting a new job. I have no idea what that new job is. Maybe he's the new kingpin. I don't know. Either way, he said that it is going to pay him more than his old job. So shout out to him. Ben Barrera, $5, says, the wall hath cometh for Amber. It's interesting. It might look like, let me bring that up again. It might look like Amber Heard has hit the wall. And listen, she's 35. She clearly is not nearly as attractive as she used to be when she was 25. But what you guys are seeing on your screen, like, this is on purpose. She's supposed to look road-worn. She's supposed to look tired. Gentlemen, her makeup strategy, that is contrived. She is supposed to look like a battered wife. Amber Heard's makeup is designed to make her look like a victim of domestic violence. This is so that she can sway the jury. I think it's obvious. So, yes, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. The wall has come for Amber Heard, but her makeup is designed to make her look like a victim. Trust me. Ostrike with the $2 super chat says, poll request. Will Amber Heard find another husband? Let's do it. Dev, put it on the poll. Will Amber Heard find another husband? Yes, no, or
Oh, hell no.
yes, no, or
Really? Oh, hell no.
those are your three answers. Lorenzo Rock says, I'm still grossed out because she laid a deuce in the bed. Yeah, you know what? It's interesting. I used to talk all the time when I was when I was in college, man. When I was in college, we used to have this term. We actually called it, instead of dropping a deuce, we called it drop the deuce. Be like, yeah, I'm going to go drop the deuce. Yeah, I'm going to go drop the deuce. So, yeah, that's absolutely effing... dude, that's just the most disgusting thing. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard, man. The most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Pun definitely intended? Maybe? Kind of? Who knows? Wow, Dr. B84 says he is making more than double what he used to make. Holy, yo! Let me give you another Don DeMarco for that. Appreciate that very, very much. Mr. J with the $10 super chat says Amber Turd and Jada Sukit and the countless like them are reasons why men are done. Women are free now, and what happens? They spoiled.
Yep.
They're delusional.
Yep.
A strong sign.
Yep.
Good wives.
Oh, hell no.
No way, man. No freaking way. You know what's interesting? Devin and I were talking about this yesterday. She actually made a very, very good point. She made a very good point. Someone is going to date Amber Heard again at some point. She's still, I mean, listen, she's still fuckable as far as I can tell, right? She's still mildly attractive. But if she really is a victim of domestic violence, who's going to believe her? Who's going to believe that she was ever a victim? Who's going to believe that she was ever a victim of domestic violence? Who's going to believe her? Yeah, I didn't think so. Unbelievable. I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. We're going to take a break. I'm going to take a 10-minute. I'm going to take a short break. Open up the phone lines. 516-387-1987. The question I want answered. What I'd like to know from you guys is, what implications does this divorce have? Is the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation going to wake men up? Right? I want you guys to talk to me about what you guys think of the situation, what this means for relationships going forward. Does Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, does this mean that the RP could possibly go mainstream? I'll be very, very interested to find out. We're going to take a short break. Call into the show, 516-387-1987. And you better get into the queue quick because it fills up quick. And, you know, Blog Talk Radio can be very, very, very unpredictable. We'll be right back. I'm living in this quasi-crack house. Amy just called me and told me that her and Ben were engaged to be married. I was absolutely broken. There are men who are living in a constant state of malcontent and malaise. You're just existing, just kind of
My last, 3 or 4 girlfriends, they've all cheated on me, and I was always kind of surprised when I found out.
I thought she was separated. She told me she had her own place. Come to find out, she was still married. I couldn't believe it.
She kept trying to have unprotected sex with me.
At first, she told me she was happily married, but she still gave me her number, which was a little confusing.
She told me, don't worry, I'm on the pill.
If you're happily married, why are you giving me your number?
I'd hear them say things like, I've been single for a year, or
I'm living in this quasi-crack house. Amy just called me and told me that her and Ben were engaged to be married. I was absolutely broken. There are men who are living in a constant state of malcontent and malaise. You're just existing, just kind of moseying through life. You don't know that you're missing anything. You don't understand that you're not living the life you want to live. If you've ever had that lingering doubt, am I really doing the best I can? Men owe it to themselves to get around men
men who love them, who care about them. The most important relationships a man can have is with other men who thrive, men who dominate life. They have strong bonds and lifelong relationships with like-minded men. If there's a man who's laying on his couch or he's just thinking something is missing, the CME awakens your masculinity. So if there's any doubt in your mind as to whether or not you're doing it right or you're getting the most out of life, you come to the CME in Miami and I can promise you those questions will be answered for you in tenfold. I just want to bring men together to help us all to become better. A man's true happiness is derived by his pursuit of becoming the best version of himself. And that is exactly what the Conference of Masculine Excellence is all about. Whether you're a Red Pill content creator or a Red Pill content consumer, we can all benefit from being around like-minded men. It is very, very difficult to find men who understand what's really going on out here in the central marketplace from a Red Pill perspective. The Conference of Masculine Excellence brings all these men together so that we can network and have a community of like-minded men that we can lean on when we need to lean on them. If you want more information about the Conference of Masculine Excellence, go to masculineexcellence.com. If you missed the CME, you missed that person-on-person, you missed that raw interaction. And you can't replace that. You can't replace that with a phone or a laptop or a computer for sure.
Understanding women and increasing your dating success starts with Donovan Sharp's massive collection of award-winning books and courses. Get off to a fast start and jumpstart your masculine renaissance with the 49 Laws of Sharp. The 49 Laws of Sharp is the perfect quick start guide for any man new to this community looking for the answers that keep them up at night after a bad experience with a woman. So many men ask themselves, why did she cheat? How could I not see this coming? Why did I miss the signs? And how can I avoid this in the future? The 49 Laws of Sharp will answer these questions and many more. This will give you a rock-solid foundation upon which to build, develop, and cultivate your newfound identity, and put you miles ahead of your competition. Most men have never had access to this valuable information, let alone understand and apply it. But the 49 Laws of Sharp will give you an unfair advantage over men and women. This treasure trove of valuable knowledge is available in audio, video, ebook, and paperback. Next, supplement your newly acquired foundational knowledge, supercharge your dating life with Donovan's 25-hour course, How to Master the Game. How to Master the Game will teach you the ins and outs of the player life, overcoming approach anxiety, identifying women who you want to approach, text game, first date principles and logistics, avoiding the friend zone, and so much more will be covered extensively. Also included are the bonus podcasts that will cover how to dress, Tinder game, and much more. Put simply, How to Master the Game will turn you into a stone-cold assassin with the ladies. Available in video and audio format. If you're not the kind of guy who wants to live the bachelor life, or you've had your fill of the player life and are looking for something a little more fulfilling, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up is a must. Donovan's 5-part, 7-hour audio course will show you step-by-step how to find, cultivate, and sustain a solid, healthy relationship. Everything from selecting the right woman, to coaching and correction, to what to do between the sheets. How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up will guide you through the entire process of building the kind of woman you want and need. The strategies and techniques in this course are exactly what Donovan does in his own relationship to this day. And he is living proof that women can be beneficial to men provided they have the right instruction. And finally, the ultimate weapon all men are looking for in terms of being able to read and understand women, Donovan Sharp's revolutionary, one-of-a-kind course that has been called the Cheat Code, Womanese. Womanese is the first and only course of its kind that gives men the raw and honest truth about what women really mean when they communicate verbally. Womanese translates female communication with shocking accuracy and has changed the dating lives and relationships of men the world over. So many men have avoided disaster because of the preciseness and sheer volume of material in this course, which contains over 600 translations. How cool would it be to be able to see through a woman's BS and act accordingly right then and there, rather than getting blindsided when it's too late? What would it be like to have the ability to read a woman like a book based only on what she says? These abilities will be at your disposal with Womanese. Women won't be able to lie to you, cheat on you, deceive you, or take advantage of you. The time and money you'll save pays for the course almost immediately. Womanese is available in video, audio, ebook, and paperback format and can be purchased one volume at a time or all at once. Men in his community often state that the best investment a man can make is in himself. Donovan's extensive educational materials will take your life to the next level. And the only place you can get this life-changing knowledge is tsracademy.com. Link in description.
Masculinity in 2022 quite simply means a man giving himself permission to act like a man. There's so many men who simply aren't doing, saying, acting like they want to act, and the reason for that is because there's fear. The red pill gives men permission to be masculine. The CME attendee is a man who's looking for answers, a man who's looking for a deeper understanding of himself, who is kind of stuck in a rut, feels that he has not maxed out his potential, but he wants to take his life to the next level. Nothing inspires a man to improve himself like being around other men who are about self-improvement. The Conference of Masculine Excellence is going to be right here in sunny Miami, Florida. This, of course, is the home of Fresh and Fit. You know, Myron Gaines and I were very, very good friends. Miami is kind of the default headquarters for the red pill. Great weather, fast cars, pretty girls, good food, man.
All right. So the phone lines are officially open. Oh, good. My camera's working. Okay, very, very good. Still waiting for Allie. I think she's going to be here probably right on time. But either way, we'll go ahead and get this party started. Wait a minute. There we go. All right, first, cool. Let us go to Jay Blaze in Maine. Jay Blaze in Maine, you're on live at Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey, I think this will wake up men, but I think this is going to wake up women too, because there was a tweet from Ireland Baldwin just condemning Amber Heard.
Yeah, I heard about that. She said that Amber Heard was like a terrible human being or something to that effect. Am I wrong?
Yeah, exactly. And this has to get to a breaking point, because shout out to Roller for the stat, but we have the lowest recorded sex ever.
Yes.
For us as a species, and this has to take a toll eventually, because right now we're short on tradesmen. I don't know how it is where you're at, but everywhere no one's working, and so I think this is tied up to men not having a chance with most women.
Yeah, I would agree. Let me ask you this: Do you think that the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation is going to force the red pill into the mainstream, or do you think it's going to still be in the shadows?
It's going to have to force it, because you have Johnny Depp. This is my impression of it, that Johnny grew up in a dirty room thanks to his mother, and so he was attracted to other people in dirty rooms. It's like the typical hot chick that never self-reflected and bettered herself.
Right.
It's the same thing with Johnny, because he was a good-looking guy who got onto what was the show's name?
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
And he never self-reflected. It's the same thing with Ben Simmons right now.
Oh my God.
He got an NBA contract. Do you think he has ever been told no?
Nope, probably not. And it's clear because he's not even playing for the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets don't even know when he's coming back.
No.
Wow. So it's your opinion that Johnny Depp and Ben Simmons are kind of in the same boat then?
Yeah, those they're athletes and actors are pretty much the closest thing to hot chicks men can be.
Okay.
Because they're entitled early, they're never told no, And when is the wall really hit then?
That's a good point. That's a very, very, very good question. Jay Blaze in Maine, thanks for chiming in, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Let us go to, and I see Allie is queued up and ready to go. I'm going to bring her in here very shortly. Let us go to Kevin in Brooklyn. Kevin in Brooklyn, you're on Live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hey Donovan, I've been waiting for you to do this episode. This is a topic that I've been following for the last couple of years. I'm a huge Johnny Depp fan.
Okay.
I loved him in Pirates of the Caribbean, Edward Scissorhands, Donnie Brasco,
Yes.
Great movie.
God, Donnie Brasco was awesome,
Hello?
dude.
Oh yeah, that movie is incredible. But to answer your question about will this wake men up? I really hope so, but at the end of the day, I don't think so, because this is a something in our values, which is, you were saying we live in a gynocentric society where men are taught that women have higher value than them.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times, on Women's Day or on their chick's birthday or on their anniversary, I've had so many blue pill friends post pictures like, thank you for putting up with me, thank you for putting up with me, blah, 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 and dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
And, I've tried waking them up, and, I've literally tried telling them about the red pill, and they look at me like I have two heads. And, they do believe that they see their relationships as the exception to the rule, if that makes sense. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen when, let's say, best case scenario, Johnny Depp wins. It'll be swept under the rug by the media because it doesn't apply to the messages that they're trying to push. And at the end of the day, let's be real, not many guys ever had a girl shit in their bed. I fucked about 60 girls. I'm 25 years old. That's never happened. I did have a girl almost threatened to give me a false rape accusation, and thank God I recorded it. Yeah. So that's definitely, there's definitely a danger with that. But I will add a fresh take to this. I think Amber Heard was a sugar baby.
Really? You think she was a sugar baby? What gives you what makes you say that?
Okay, so I was watching a Bear the Testimony. Obviously, I can't watch 8 hours of testimony, but based on what I did see, when Johnny Depp was giving his testimony, so when they met, right, she was on her best behavior, and when they moved in together, he had this ritual where he would come home from a long day of shooting. Right. She'd have a glass of wine made, and then she'd take off his boots. Basically, a lot of these sugar babies, and I know because I fucked a lot of them. I used to pose as a millionaire on a sugar daddy site. Okay. I've spoken to you about this.
Oh yeah.
But that is something that these girls do. They want to serve you. That's basically what their MO is. They want to hook you in. And at the time when she started shooting the Rum Diary with Johnny Depp, she was really unknown. She was living in LA. LA is really big in the sugar dating scene. I've never been there, but it's quite obvious to me. And she was literally trying to serve him. And then one day, when she's on the phone, he comes in, she's on the phone, and he's like, you know what? I'll take my shoes off. She started flipping out at him and causing a fight over something as simple as that. She's like, oh, that's my job to do that. It's my job to do that. You don't take off your shoes. I take off your shoes.
Jesus.
That should have been a red flag.
Yeah.
It
sounded like she pulled a bait.
That whole thing is.
It sounded like she pulled a bait and switch, Kevin. It sounded like she pulled a bait and switch, Kevin. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely not wrong. And then he even said, and then within a year, she was a total psycho. And, she also cheated on him, I believe, with Elon Musk and James Franco in their own apartment.
Oh, my God, dude. It is absolutely, it's been a shit show, man.
This is literally a red pill lesson. Forget about the false allegations. This is literally an open lesson in hypergamy right here.
Unbelievable. The sugar baby thing is a little interesting to me, Kevin. I'm a little. I don't want to say that I agree or disagree, But the sugar baby thing, to me, is a little bit of a stretch. Tell me again why you think she was probably, because listen, she's attractive, she's a Hollywood actress, but I don't know. Sugar baby is it's a little bit of a stretch for me.
It's just a feeling, you kind of develop, it's kind of like, when you do your Love is Blind breakdowns, you can kind of develop a sixth sense over just like a little inkling. Like the best example I can give you is when you were breaking down Love is Blind.
Yeah.
When regards to Amber, when she's like, oh, y'all this, y'all that. When Amber said that, you're like, oh, Amber hooks up with black guys.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
All right. That.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. Maybe I'm wrong. 50-50 chance I'm right or wrong mathematically speaking. But, I'll give you an example in my life. I was in Chicago.
Okay.
My buddies, he flew me out so I could show him the ropes on Seeking. And I bring this girl over, Joan. We end up having sex, and then we had a threesome 2 days later. After I came in the stripper's mouth, I still had some cum left over. So I'm already in the bathroom. This girl's there waiting for me with a towel to wipe my dick off. These girls, they have kind of they have like a servant's mentality. Like they want to be housewives. Like this is her MO. Like this Amber Heard wanted to be a Johnny Depp's wife, and she was willing to do whatever it takes. She was 10 years his junior. I think she was 25 or 26 at the time.
Yeah.
Prime sugar baby age. She's an actress that had literally didn't have many roles. She had very small roles. I think she was in Pineapple Express.
Yeah, I remember that.
She just played, I think, the guy's girlfriend. But she wasn't really a big name actress, and this is her starring role. I think Hollywood. You know how Hollywood works. It's all based on connections. How do you think she got them?
Well, thanks for the call. Thanks for the call, Kevin in Brooklyn. Wow, that's very, very interesting that I guess sugar babies act a certain way. I would like to introduce the newly married Allie D. How you doing today, Allie?
I am doing pretty good, watching from behind the scenes, about to keel over because I'm not waiting on my husband hand and foot like that. That's crazy. Wow. That's like when a woman is simping or, trying to like have femininity that she can't sustain. It's just OD. Like, it's too much. He should have been a suspect from jump that she was trying to like do that much service. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, that is. But I would never have thought of that. See, I've never fucked with a sugar baby, so I don't really know. You know what I mean? But man, that's very interesting. Okay, I guess you'll be on here with me when we're taking phone calls. Let's go to Johnny in Chicago. Johnny in Chicago, you're on Live with Donovan, and you go ahead.
Hi, Donovan.
Hey, how you doing, Johnny?
I think I found something really interesting.
Okay.
Regarding the question, I don't think it's going to be beneficial for men.
Okay.
Or they're going to learn from it, but neither are women. Because I just found out that from Coach Greg Adams that her previous relationship was with a woman.
Oh, I did not know that.
And, huh?
No, I didn't know that. Please, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, she's bisexual apparently, and the same exact thing happened with the woman. Amber started hitting her, punching her.
Oh.
The cops were called, and then basically the whole what's happening right now with Johnny Depp happened with this woman, and I think it was Johnny's fault for not vetting her, because this happened just recently, back in 2009.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for the call, Johnny. Now, Allie, I saw that you nodded your head because I guess you knew that Ms. Heard was in a relationship with a woman before Johnny Depp. I did not know that.
Oh man, it's an excellent time to be red-pilled and immersed into celebrity gossip. It has been a wonderful experience for me. Yes, I've been digging, I've been learning. There's so many things that are going on. I think Johnny Depp came to marry a crazy 304, ended up regretting it. He's been worried about her being faithful, not just with James Franco and Elon Musk, but also with Billy Bob Thornton. So there's like some huge problems there. Then there's like this weird three-way that is like suspected between Elon Musk, Cara Delevingne, and Amber Heard. And then she also like she has a domestic violence charge, I think. Yeah, but like with a woman. So yeah, she's been all over the map, like borderline personality disorder AF.
Yeah, it sounds like she checks off all the boxes. Do you think Amber Heard has do you think she has mental health issues?
Of course. Now, I don't know where they're coming from with Johnny Depp. He did come out and say that his mother was abusive, and when his father ended up having too much and he left, his first thought was, wow, what a coward, not, wow, my mom is crazy. But he came to find that out. So he says that that's why he stayed in the relationship with her. But I haven't figured out why Amber Heard is psychotic yet. I mean, you know, it's kind of nice being born a genetic 6 where I don't lose my mind over hubris. So I'll have to do some more deeper digging on that one.
Yeah, Amber Heard. I mean, listen, the picture on my screen. I mean, she's beautiful. Obviously, in this particular trial, she's trying to look as unattractive as possible, I guess, to garner as much sympathy as humanly possible. Let's take another phone call. Let's go to Hassan in New York. Hassan in New York, you're on live with Donovan and Allie. What are your thoughts on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, and will this cause the RP to go mainstream?
I think this situation between Heard and Depp is going to make every man look at women a little bit with the side eye.
Okay.
And the 304 culture is not going to die. It's going to flourish, unfortunately.
Really?
And as for the red pill, yeah, but it's flourishing right now. It's flourishing right now. I mean, you have these ladies, and I had this one lady on TikTok trying to crack the joke like this court case ain't going to change anything. It already has changed everything because now it's making men aware of how women move.
Wow.
And it's going to unfortunately teach men at the expense of Johnny Depp how to vet women a little bit more better and clearer. But other than that, I think the red pill will never go mainstream because if they do, as you often said, we live in the gynocentric society, and anything that goes up against the gynocentrism of the female imperative is going to destroy what they're trying to do. They can't have that. They can never have that.
No.
They can actually tell all men around the world they were right.
Allie, do you agree or disagree with what Hassan just said?
I think that Amber Heard was just so bat-ish crazy she was going to look bad regardless. I do think it's good timing with the red pill, but as for like it making the red pill go mainstream, I'm not particularly sure. I am curious at how the case would have been perceived by the public during the Me Too era.
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, it's just really hard for someone not to think that she's crazy. She cut off his finger and then she tried to blame the revenge poop on the dogs, and the dogs are like this small.
Yes.
You know, like it wasn't them. It wasn't them. So
right.
Yeah, I don't think it's like championing the red pill.
Wow. I'll give you the last word, Hassan.
Well, I'm not sure if you guys know about it or not. The reason why she pooped on his bed in the first place because she was filming a film and she wanted him to. So there was a birthday he couldn't make it. So out of anger and frustration, she just dropped the deuce on that man's bed. And I agree. That girl is crazy as shit. It's crazy as hell.
Jesus Christ. Thanks for the call, Hassan. Listen, any girl that drops the deuce on a bed, whether it's her bed or whoever's bed, I mean, dude, have you ever heard of anyone doing that, Allie? Like, that is crazy.
No, it's like some next level, really, really shocking and weird stuff. But you know what? Like, I'm not really surprised with Hollywood anymore. Like, her lawyers, number one, they are so bad. But my other perspective is that they keep trying to come out and say, like, oh, Johnny was doing all these drugs. He's a bad man.
Yeah, right.
Like, as if this crazy heifer ain't out here, like, snorting a line to the moon. Like, there's no way this chick has been sober. Not at all. Not at all. And I mean, they've come out and said that, but somehow, like, that's not getting publicized, that she does just as much drugs as him.
Unbelievable. Dude, you don't drop the deuce. You don't drop the deuce in your own bed if you don't have a few screws loose. I'm just sticking. I'm sticking by that one. Let's go to Daniel in Boise, Idaho. Daniel, you're on live with Donovan and Allie. What are your thoughts on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation, and will this cause the RP to go mainstream? Yes or no?
Well, this is my thoughts. First of all, thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Second of all, I just kind of wanted to talk about women like to throw around the phrase toxic masculinity a lot,
Mhm.
right? But what about toxic femininity? And I think that this Jada Pinkett Smith scenario with Will Smith and the scenario with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp is fantastic, just to highlight, like, yo, this is kind of what's going on.
Right. Right.
And I definitely think the red pill, if we can have more, if we can show more of these cases, and if the red pill keeps growing and getting stronger, and you guys on Fresh and Fit and the Six and all that keep growing stronger, getting funnier and getting more crowds, man, there's no taking us down, you know what I mean?
Appreciate it, man. Anything to add to that, Allie?
I think that the red pill was going mainstream already in a sense. I think, this is bringing some attention to it because it is like the textbook example of what every guy points out. This might not be the woman divorcing you and taking full custody, but it is like the hottest woman on earth, just psychologically tormenting a man. But I would say that I've been hearing people use words like alpha and beta more often. So I think it's becoming like popularized and growing, but I don't think that it's at all attributed to the case. Although it is juicy. It is juicy. Men, you want a cheap date night? Watch the case with your girl. Trust me, she'll dig it.
I'll actually go you one better, Daniel, and I want you to tell me if you agree with this. I don't think this is toxic femininity. I think this is toxic masculinity. The only people who exhibit toxic masculinity in the United States are women, because when women act masculine, it is toxic. Jada Pinkett acted masculine. That clearly was toxic. Amber Heard shitting in somebody's bed, beating herself up. All of that stuff, toxic masculinity is displayed more by women than men. Do you agree or disagree?
I would completely agree. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Now that you pointed out, and it's so great to kind of hear that, because I am young and I just kind of joined the red pill kind of a year and a half ago. But to hear you kind of your wisdom and all that type of stuff, yeah, that's completely, no, from my experience, 100%, yeah.
Okay, very good.
Wow.
Well, Daniel, thank you for calling into the show, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. You have a good one.
You too, man. Take care. So, toxic masculinity displayed by women. Saw you nodding your head. I saw in the chat. You agree with what I said?
Oh, yeah, wholeheartedly. So it's interesting because toxic masculinity, I've only ever seen it portrayed by effeminate men. Men who are secure in their masculinity, they never feel the need to diminish me, to like try to dominate me, to outshine other men in the area as well. So I think that is something that is exclusive to like when a man doesn't really know his place in the world. And then at the same time, like I do think that women propagate toxic masculinity. It's like when you try to go against the natural order of things. Because I mean, if powerful, successful women were not personally annoying, like we wouldn't talk about it. Like we wouldn't be warning people about alpha females, but these heifers are like unbearable. So I agree with you. Mm-hmm.
I love how you call these women heifers, man. Cracks me up.
They are. She's the hottest cow on earth, though. It's such a shame. What a waste of genetics.
God
like, give them to me. Give them to me.
You know, it's interesting. I remember, because, dude, I haven't whacked off to spicy movies since I was 37 years old. I remember looking at these women and being like, dude, these women are the hottest on the planet. Why wouldn't they just use their hotness to just marry a rich guy? Why in the world are you going to get plowed on camera for a few $100 and completely eliminate yourself from the dating pool of any man of value?
Right. Well, I think they have like this insatiable need for attention. I think that's why women get addicted to social media. But this is interesting. So Amber Heard's assistant came out. She ain't had nothing nice to say about her. But yeah, and they asked her, how many times have you seen Amber naked? She was like, yes. And they were like, was it just with dressing? And she was like, no. Like she would be naked whenever she wanted. So the woman just is also like an exhibitionist, like doesn't care about putting clothes on for her assistant, and she like basically treated her like a peasant. So you tried to disqualify her as a witness? Really couldn't. She was just that awful of a boss.
Wow. It really does sound like, and I try not to, and we're going to get to Ostrike in Maryland and Morgan in New York here shortly. Again, guys, 516-387-1987. The dating show breakdowns are coming up right after the live stream. I don't want. I'm trying to be fair-minded about this. I don't want this to be a referendum on Amber Heard's overall character, but at some point you have to acknowledge that okay, we keep seeing and hearing these crazy stories. At some point, we're just gonna have to be like, you know what, Amber Heard, kind of a terrible human being.
Yeah, and that's not to say Johnny Depp is innocent.
Of course not.
She threw a bottle at him. He cut off his finger. Well, she cut off his finger. Technically, she did throw the bottle. He dipped it in paint and started riding around the house. So, like, no. Like, Johnny is not innocent. Like, both these people are wild and foul.
Yeah.
She just happens to be more foul, and she cost him his career. And people don't like that, like, this false allegation is being blown up. They're just putting her in the public square.
I like that. That's very, very good. We put a poll. Devin put a poll up a little earlier. We wanted to. I asked you guys in the chat. Will Amber Heard find another husband? These are very interesting results. 18% of you said no. 54% of you said yes. 28% of you said, oh, hell no. So 54% of you thinks that Amber Heard will indeed find another husband. That's incredible. I thought the numbers would not be anywhere near that. What does that tell you? The fact that this audience, 54% of our audience, of this audience, thinks that Amber Heard will find another husband at 36 with this record.
I mean, of course. I mean, Casey Anthony even still has suitors. On top of that, Britney Spears, wow. I think she got married. I'm not too sure. Y'all can fact check me on that one. But even your craziest broad, like, she could find some sorry sucker out there to marry her. And a lot of these dudes that got money, like, they're pretty beta. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Johnny, and listen, Johnny Depp he's never had game. He's never understood how to handle women because, again, he's been a heartthrob. He's had women throwing pussy at him since before he was even old enough to drink. So, I mean, at that point, you know what it is at that point. Let us go to Ozstrike in Maryland. Ozstrike in Maryland, you are on live with Donovan and Allie. Go ahead.
Hey, Donovan and Allie.
How you doing, brother?
Hi.
So, pretty good. So, it's a bit worrying when even the rich, famous, and attractive men have unsuccessful marriages.
Oh, my God, right?
And we're seeing a lot of examples of this recently. So, not only are they divorcing, but in Johnny Depp's case, she permanently injured him, as Ali mentioned, and lied to destroy his career and reputation. So, when men see modern wives lacking love and respect for their husbands, and in fact becoming their greatest enemies, I think women are going to find that men can live without them far more easily than vice versa. We're just a little slow to catch up to the news. But I think the marriage rates are just going to decline farther and farther than, as low as they are already.
Wow. Listen, I think,
obviously... Because, what hope do men have when, you could be the most attractive man and still have an unsuccessful marriage? I guess the epitome of that.
He is Johnny Depp. I don't know how old you are, Ozstrike, but I'm 44. And when I was a teenager, I remember Johnny Depp was every girl wanted to be married to Johnny Depp. Number one. Number two, for my money, Johnny Depp is one of the greatest actors of our time. Like, he is exemplary. Every movie he is in, you almost forget it's him. Whether he's Donnie Brasco, Captain Jack Sparrow. I mean, What's Eating Gilbert Grape? All of these Grindelwald, all of these roles are so diverse and different. He is such a spectacular actor, you forget that it's him on the screen. Even still, he got used and abused by an attractive woman simply because he did not have game. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, and who got a hold of him? The biggest predator. So,
God.
I don't know if the other women just couldn't get enough attention, but that it seems like the biggest predator got a hold of him.
Yeah.
And it's very sad to see. It just shows how important game is.
Yeah, absolutely. Ozstrike in Maryland, thanks for calling in, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks.
Now, Allie, I've maintained, and I want to get your opinion on this. I have said, and we'll go to Morgan in New York, Duke in Brooklyn, and our next caller here in just a second. It is my assertion that today's women value male attention. Now, however cheap it is, they value male attention above all. They value it above marriage. They value it above relationships. They value it above their children. And the reason I think this is because they're always making sacrifices with these other things. They sacrifice the most important things in their lives, their relationships, their children, for male attention. Do you think women value male attention more than how can I put this? Do you think that women value more? Do you think women value male attention more than marriage, relationships, or even their own children? Or am I off base with that?
Oh no, I think you're absolutely right. I've seen. Oh my gosh, I have so many stories. It's like the book of my girlfriends of present and girlfriends past. They have like these stories. So I was getting ready to get divorced, 25, and I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and she was a single mother. She was 2 times divorced, 3 kids from 2 different fathers. And along like the rabbit hole in the conversations, because I was like, this is, a really big decision. I just want to have your perspective on it. At the time, I didn't realize like she was just like an absolutely nutso single mother. And I should have like ejected out of that. But you know what? I found out that she cheated on her first husband with her second husband and came to regret it. But that's like what women do when they don't like feel satisfied. It's like, you guys call it the tingles, but sometimes it's the tingles, but sometimes it's just like, the guy gets too normal, right? Like you just, so you can call it whatever you want. But she told me that she would have given anything to have like not ruined that. But yeah, women do value male attention over so many things. I know women who neglect their children over male attention. But I also think that, sometimes it's a little bit easy because even myself, I dress conservatively and I'm married and try to have a very, positive, straightforward message. Like even I get objectified, but if I was like mentally ill, I would like lean into that. That's all I would want to be surrounded with. But in reality, like I'm a little bit exhausted with it. Yeah, but some women, that's like their hit. That's like their drug. I've seen it. It's too obvious to not be considered.
I think that male attention comes so freely and so easily to women. It's very easy. Like it's easy to get addicted to alcohol because it is so readily available to people. Right. It's very easy for women to get easy sex because it's so readily available to them. Male attention is exactly the same way. Why can't women? Why haven't today's women? Why don't they understand that male attention is fleeting? Why don't they understand that dopamine hit is what it is, just a hit?
I don't think that it's about like them understanding that it's a dopamine hit and that it's short term because they can be very flighty. I don't think women look at the dark side of the coin. Even though I try to have a kosher presentation online, like somewhere across the world is some weirdo jerking off to my content. Like it's just a fact, right? But like they don't think about that. They don't think about the fact that like some dude that they could be even related to would like sneak into their OnlyFans link. Like they don't look at the darkness. To them, it's just like, like. It's never like, girl, like this like a 425 obese credit score, like serial killer. Like that's who's looking at your content.
Right. Holy God, holy cannoli. You know what? You're right, man. I've never really thought about that. I think that, and we're going to go to Morgan in New York here shortly. I get a lot of trolls, and a lot of my trolls, and it's funny because according to my assistant Heather, the trolls for Devin have drastically been reduced because they now know what she looks like. Before, a person doxed us and put up like the least flattering. Dude, the camera was all out of the distort. But when I started posting pictures of who Devin of what she really looks like after making an appearance on Fresh and Fit, they don't talk shit anymore. Matter of fact, the ones who do talk shit, the ones who are like, oh, she's obese, those are the ones who are jerking off to Devin's pictures. Of that, I am certain.
Oh yeah, definitely. Women, if you're feeling intoxicated by male attention, examine the darkness, because I promise not everybody wanking off to you is who you want. I'm telling you, don't do it.
Wow. It's interesting. Allie, you're 100% on point there. Women imagine the men who desire them, and on Instagram, they can see they can see what these dudes look like, right? So, I mean, are you really gonna get addicted to, some neckbeard incel? I mean, like you're more interested, like you'd rather have attention from 100 neckbeards than one alpha Chad? Like, it just doesn't really make too much sense. Wow.
Correct.
Allie took it there for sure. J Blaze 11. Before we go to Morgan in New York, Duke in Brooklyn, and Eric in Texas. You guys are next in that order. J Blaze 11 says, Allie, would you say $2 super chat says, would you say women mistake anxiety for love? That is a very good question.
I don't think so, unless the woman has been conditioned to view toxicity as love. I mean, if you're looking at a traumatic background. When I think about what most women think is love, I think they're probably talking about butterflies, which, I don't really get. Like, maybe a time or two I've gotten them. Yeah. But for the most part, like, anxiety is fear-driven. So unless, like, you've gone through some really strange things in your childhood, that neurowiring should not be crossed.
Okay.
So yeah, like I would say no. I think women are addicted to drama as well. I think that's like something that people don't talk about. Yeah, I think that's the bigger problem. Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Mr. J with the $20 super chat says, in the name of the fathers, the sons, and of the manosphere, amen. Says, now is the time for the Reds to be risen, for the 304s be spreadin', Ms. Turd is cappin' is disgustin', as her deucin' JD's pain will be a lesson, and men will be a learning. Amen. Again, in the name of the fathers, the sons, and of the manosphere, all the people say amen. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that, Mr. J. Let us go to Morgan in New York. Morgan in New York, you're on live with Donovan and Allie. What are your thoughts on the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp situation?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing good, man.
One of the most frustrating things that I've witnessed is not the trial per se, but some of the media coverage.
Okay.
Because the thing that, like, everybody's emphasizing the clip where she admits that she hit him. Well, they're both admitting that they were physical with each other, so the argument's being made, well, they were abusive to each other.
Right.
The one clip that they're not putting forth, which I think is the most salacious, is when she says, I'm a 110-pound woman. What judge is going to believe you? And then she proceeds to become a Me Too activist.
Wow!
But that clip is not being played everywhere, and that is the one that says, hey, I had the power as a woman to lie, and there's nothing you can do about it.
There you go.
And she knew she was being recorded, and she said it anyway.
What? She knew she was being recorded, and she said it anyway?
Yeah.
Dude, that I didn't know. Allie, is this true?
Oh yeah. Here's the funny thing about it. So Johnny Depp testified. He's like, you know what? I started recording us in arguments because I saw this coming, and I'm sitting here like, yo. Like, if you gotta record your girl to protect yourself, like, maybe it's time to break up.
Maybe it's time to go.
Maybe it's time to Naysky, get out my house.
Right. Jesus Christ. And she still said, I'm a 110-pound woman. What judge is going to believe me? And you know what's
in those
interesting?
exact words.
Here's the thing, Morgan. Here's the thing. If I'm a judge or if I'm a juror, I take exception to that. I take offense to that. This woman knew she was being recorded and still gave away the plan. That's how bold and brazen women are. She knows she's being recorded. She just told Johnny Depp, I am going to lie on you and then abuse you. I'm going to get away with it anyway. This is unbelievable. I give you the last word, Morgan.
I think the media needs to cover that angle more, and I think they're avoiding it because it takes a big hit at the Me Too movement. Because then she went out and became a full-blown activist, standing next to Scarlett Johansson, shaming James Franco, which is why he went to trial to be on her side to win back his good graces. But the fact that that's not being covered is like, it's proof that they're trying to avoid women losing the power over men that they have when it comes to justice system.
This woman, and thanks for the call, Morgan. I appreciate it. That, Allie, to me,
you guys
that
have
is
a good one.
that is absolutely shocking. The fact that she said this and knew she was being recorded. That is insane.
And like the caller was saying, it's like that's what's getting publicized. So there is some gynocentric leaning when it comes to reporting. I did a reaction video to like the top couple of moments. There's 15 moments throughout the trial for like my first gossip show. I'm trying to replace The View. And if you look at the CBS News article, it says Depp said he painted with the blood on his finger after it was cut during a fight with Heard. And it's like, no, like he painted his finger after she cut it. But you don't see, like, they won't say that she did stuff. They just try to keep it as plain as possible and try to paint him in a negative light. But you know what's cool, though? I think, like, people are getting hip to the game. Because the lawyers, they look like an absolute joke. Like, I mean, TLA's been covering it, too. Like, they're just like, Johnny's a man, and he's bad, and he's abusive. And the lawyers, his lawyers are coming out and saying, like, how is that relevant to the defamation lawsuit? Like, we're here for that. What is that? That doesn't have anything to do with it.
That to me, that is incredible. I got a comment here in the on the Sharp Stream side from Hellfong. He says, Donovan, we are hitting the mainstream. Manosphere Highlights Daily covered an episode of FBI's Most Wanted targeting the Manosphere, grouping everyone as black pillars. They are trying to get ahead of it by smearing it. Now that I was not aware of. You know, it's interesting. I'm subscribed to Manosphere Highlights Daily, but you know how they do with our channels is they'll unsubscribe you, right? They'll unsubscribe you unceremoniously so you don't get that information. I'm definitely going to have to watch that. I'm definitely going to have to watch that episode. Let us go to Duke in Brooklyn. Duke in Brooklyn, you're on live with Donovan and Allie. What are your thoughts on the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation?
Good evening, Donovan and Allie. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, I'm going to pull out and give a panorama. I'm not derailing the conversation. I'm going to tie it back, and I don't know if y'all talk about other celebs. Like, we all know about the whole Will Smith. So,
of course.
We got Will and Jada. That's the black community. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, white community. DJ Envy being embarrassed by his wife, so they're Latinos, but we'll tack in the Hispanic community too. Now we just need an Asian woman connected to some celeb humiliating him, and we got a nice quartet of pretty much the four major flavors of women in the United States.
Wow!
And Nicolas Cage, you're an Asian wife number 3, so you better maintain frame so you don't end up being her. Because Jeezy, he looks good for now.
Okay. Duke in Brooklyn with the mic drop. Yeah, you know, it's interesting, Allie. A lot of people try to, you know, make this, oh my God, this is some white people shit. Oh no. No, this crosses all races. What do you say to people who try to make this thing a race thing? Well, this is white people's are crazy.
Oh, I just tell them that, you know, myself, I've offended women of all colors and all ethnicities through like the red pill perspective. So it's not like these races really differ largely. The bigger problem, I would say, is Western women.
Yes.
Like Western women are known worldwide for being aggressive.
Terrible.
So, I mean, ain't nobody really coming here to date an American woman. At least not unless they're looking for a green card.
Dude, they're looking to fuck them. They're certainly not looking to wife these hoes. Let us go to Eric in Texas. Eric in Texas, you're on live with Donovan and Allie. What are your thoughts on the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation?
Hi, Donovan and Allie. Nice to be here. Well, what I wanted to say is that this is a clear-cut reason why more and more good-looking, wealthy, any kind of guys with options that don't have to pay for sex are choosing to pay for sex. Escorts, sugar babies, whatever you want to call them, it's just cheaper in the end. You know, these guys pay a little bit out of pocket financially, and they save long-term financially, as well as the fact that their time is worth money.
Yeah.
And they just save on the aggravation. And there's a huge myth, you know, partially true, but not as true as in the past, that all men who use escorts are, you know, guys who can't get laid, that aren't attractive or whatever.
Sure.
And when I go down to Tijuana, when I go out of the country or when you go to these places, it's like there are more and more muscular, good-looking guys that are choosing to just pay a little bit of cash, have their fun, and be done with the aggravation.
You know what this just proves, Eric? And I listen, man. I've been out of the game for over a half a decade, and every 6 months or so, there's a shift in my mindset in terms of the dating market. Don't get me wrong. I've never been one to endorse paying for box, but I did not realize that there are good-looking men who are paying for box that don't have to pay for box simply because it's easier to pay for the box. What are your thoughts, Allie?
I actually have, I guess, a controversial view because people, look at my channel and it's this whole goody two shoes vibe, which is true. I like to keep it kosher, but I'm not gonna pretend like if modern day pros aren't doing a service and people are like, oh my gosh, that's a really good way to get an STD. Not really. Not if you go find a good one. They go out and they get tested. They got receipts,
right?
And it's almost like, hypothetically, like this has nothing to do with my actual marriage, but if I was like married to a high profile guy, I would want him to see an escort versus a woman off the street. Like, hands down, would rather that happen than to be cheated on with your average woman and then possibly be embarrassed.
Yeah.
And like pros have existed since the dawn of man. So for everybody acting in shock, like, oh my gosh, like, well, they're doing something in capitalism. Like,
Listen, man, I remember an episode. It was back in the episode 200s. If paying for box paying for box, Eric, is legal to some extent. They just don't call it. Just don't call it prostitution. We've got OnlyFans. We've got escorts. We've got Tinder. We've got sugar sites, et cetera, et cetera. So just because we don't call it prostitution doesn't mean that that's not what it is. But I remember I did this episode. If prostitution were legal, that would really, women would have to shape up. Because if men could just go out and pay for what, and just pay for what we deal with women with in the first place, then why not just do that? And again, I'm not saying that this is what men should do, because, and I'm not against anybody who does that. It's not something I would do myself, but if prostitution were legal, that would force women to shape up, because then men wouldn't really have to deal with women. The only reason why we deal with women is because we want to get laid. We deal with all the bullshit and all the aggravation that comes with women because we get the sex in the end. If you make prostitution legal, then guess what? You don't have to put up with all the bullshit. In other words, what we used to say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? You can go pay for the milk. You can go pay for the milk and leave the cow alone.
You know what? Correct, Donovan. And let me tell you something. It's illegal in almost the whole United States, except for a few counties in Nevada.
Yep.
But just like marijuana used to be, it's illegal and completely accessible. Wow. There are so many whores in America. They don't have enough police forces times 5 to prosecute all the cases. From small towns to big cities, we have a plague of whores.
There's pros everywhere, man.
A plague of whores. And honestly, if guys are not getting laid, it's completely their own fault. It's available, it's not expensive, and you're going to get hotter chicks than you can get normally or just without the aggravation. And one other thing I want to say, a lot of guys are like, well, guys are fucking pussies today. The fruits of feminism from 1990, when I wrote an article in 1990 saying what would happen if all these kids were raised in the feminist ideology.
Right.
And that was over 30 years ago. They're men now. So these guys are the whiny ones that are, I can't get a relationship. And chicks want to have fun.
Yep.
We're living in the best time to be a player, to be a promiscuous man.
Yeah.
And if you go to the big cities where women outnumber men, like New York City, you're always going to get a step up. If you're a 4, you're dating 5s or 6s. If you're a 6, you're dating 7s. And it's like, if you go the escort or sugar baby route, you can also not just have a one-time thing. You can see this girl for multiple times. You can have year-long casual relationships with these women while they raise their kids. They bring their money back to the man, and you don't have to deal with her when she's had an argument with her mother. You don't have to deal with her when she goes to the hospital, when her kid is sick. You just see her for the best of times. You see her, 3-4 times a year, maybe twice a month. You get all the good parts of having a girlfriend and very little of the bullshit for a little bit of cash.
Eric in Texas, I appreciate the perspective, man. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's. I'll tell you what, Allie. I'm never one, and we'll get to Ronnie in Virginia coming up next. I've never been one to endorse, paying for box. But Eric just made a compelling case for actually paying for box. There are guys who are paying for box that don't have to. That is a very interesting phenomenon. Did you know that this was happening, or is this the first you've heard of it?
Oh yeah, well I'm not blind to people hiring pros, and there's some guys that really are busy and on their purpose, and they don't want to take a woman on the date, so they'll hire an escort. I think that there's different qualities of escort, but I know that this is something that goes on, and I can't really blame men who are getting frustrated with modern women because I'm frustrated with them as well. But there's also modern men, and the thing about it is like, I get to cry to my husband about really stupid things, but I give him everything that he asks for in return for his protection and provisioning. So, I mean, if you have like a masculine and feminine relationship, you should be okay. But otherwise, I mean, if people are just giving each other headaches, and it's like nobody wants to be with a headache, whether you're a man or a woman.
No. And this is why, and listen, no woman is perfect. So many guys want women to be never neurotic, no. Dude, Devin can be neurotic sometimes. She can be a pain in the ass sometimes. She can be this is just what women do. However, as Allie points to herself, on the back end, women like yourself need to understand, okay, I know I put my guy through a lot because I'm a woman. Here, I'm going to make sure that I take care of him on the back end, and it's the same with us. Devin puts up a lot. She puts up with a lot of junk from me. Dude, I'm a maniac. I'm high octane. I'm relentlessly demanding. I have a short temper. Those things are very difficult for her to deal with sometimes. But in return, she gets taken care of. She doesn't have to worry about money. She gets to take naps whenever she wants. She gets to work from home, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Last call of the evening. Let us go to Ronnie in Virginia. Ronnie in Virginia, you're on live with Donovan and Allie. You've got a comment on the trial. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Donovan?
Hey, what's going on, Ronnie? How you doing, brother?
No, not bad. Actually, by the way, I'm not from Virginia. I'm from PA. I'm in Stroudsburg.
Oh, PA. Okay, gotcha. My bad.
Yeah, no problem. I'll say this about that. I don't want to hold you up too much, but Amber Heard is clearly a very narcissistic and vindictive person.
Yes.
She's very entitled. And the thing about it is, I can't say, well, I'll put it this way, I've dated a woman, unfortunately, that was kind of like that. And I think Allie was one that was proposing the question, like, why, even if you have to record her, it's probably time to break up with her. Well, Amber Heard is, I think, a little mental, to say the least.
Yes.
And as you said this before, those mental chicks tend to be damn good in bed, man.
Oh, dude.
I don't know what it is.
Crazy in the head means crazy in bed, dude. Listen, that is an axiom as old as time itself, my friend.
Yep, and you know what? That's probably why Johnny didn't get rid of her. That's why. I tell you what, it must have been damn good because the man got half this piece of his finger taken off, and he still stayed with her.
Still stuck with her.
So it had to be pretty damn good. Yeah, so it had to be pretty damn good, man. And you know what? The worst part about a woman like that, she knows how good she is.
Oh, yes.
She knows it.
Yep.
And she uses that as leverage, too, even though she don't maybe come out and say it. But then again, I haven't heard anything of her saying, like, come on, Johnny, you know how good you got it, blah, blah. Yeah, but the problem is, once he gets out of that bed with her, then here comes freaking Hellraiser. You know what I'm saying? Here comes Pinhead.
Pinhead, wow, taking it way back. Thanks for the call, Ronnie. Ronnie always brings the heat. Allie, the floor is yours. What are your final thoughts on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
Oh gosh, well, my final thoughts is, if this woman walks away with a minimal fine, because this is a defamation lawsuit, he's looking to get paid for having to deal with her bullish for so long. Even if it's a low fine, she still looks stupid forever in the public eye, and I don't think she's going to get hired again. Because I mean, Hollywood at least takes that. Yeah, I think she won't get as many opportunities. But besides, she wasn't even that good of an actress anyway.
No,
like
she's just good looking.
Part of her resentment toward Johnny is probably because he was so successful. She got upset that he got a call from Dior to be a model, and she called him an old fat man. And it's the same thing with Jada Pinkett Smith, because she's a B-list actress, and then Will Smith is an A-list actor. Right.
Do you really? Let me stop you right there, Allie. Do you really think professional jealousy is one of the factors here? That's incredible, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Johnny
Especially with
Depp
these modern masculine women.
Dude, Johnny Depp is a fucking legend, and you're gonna be jealous of him? Dude, you're Amber fucking Heard. No one knew the fuck you were until you took a shit in Johnny's bed. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, now she's famous forever. And I wanted to respond to the caller's last point.
Okay.
Because they were talking about the crazy cookie and how it gets men hooked. So I polled men on my Instagram, and I wanted to find out if a sexy starfish was available, like solid 9 or 10, and gave you the wackest time in bed, or if a skilled hag, maybe four or less, could be sub 5, but she could really put it on you, who would you rather have? And basically majority of the men were saying that they would rather have a sexy starfish. So whether Amber could have been laying there and it could have been enough to drive him nuts, so we will never know. But I low-key think that they deserve each other, because he is willing to put up with it. She is crazy. I don't know. Holly weird is what that is.
Listen. I don't think they deserve. Listen, they deserved each other up until Amber falsely accused him of domestic violence and cost him his career. If she hadn't gone public, dude, shitting in the bed and calling him an old fat man, that stuff I can live with. I don't care about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, shitting in the bed, that is a little extreme, but yeah, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Crazy people do crazy shit. But when you put a man's livelihood at risk by lying about him putting hands on you, and this professional jealousy thing, that's the first I've heard about it with Will and Jada, but it makes perfect sense here with Amber Heard. In the back of her mind, she's probably thinking, if I tell everyone that Johnny put his hands on me, then now I'm going to get the movie, because he was canceled from Grindelwald, they fired him from other stuff. Amber Heard was still cast for, I guess, Aquaman 2 or some other obscure movie, whatever the case may be. But that, to me, that's where I draw the line. Now, you said that you have done a reaction video to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to replace The Real and The View because they're trash. So if you want to replace them, come over to my channel. But
yes.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Here's something interesting. That's not to make Johnny look bad, but I guess he got upset at some point and said he was going to burn her and drown her and then bang her corpse. So they're both a little unhinged. But you know what? Had she not wrote that article, had he not lost his jobs, we would have never found out that a high-profile celebrity couple was experiencing abuse, and that a lot of that abuse was propagated by the woman. So it's pretty interesting, because if she didn't do that, I don't think we would have heard, because he's a private man. He really enjoys being a father. So
listen, I understand where you're coming from as far as I'm going to burn your corpse, then I'm going to bang the corpse. That's just a text message. Amber Heard cut off this man's finger. She shit in his bed, and she lied about domestic violence. So while she's trying to sue Johnny on what he has told her, Johnny is suing her for what she actually did to him. So don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's normal for a guy to say I want to burn you alive and then bang your corpse. That is a little bit weird. Weird, yes. But guess what? Illegal? No. What Amber Heard did was illegal. She lied about a crime that has been committed, and she has not been arrested yet. Guys, subscribe to Ali D's channel. It is Real Femme Sapien. Follow her on Instagram at Real Femme Sapien. If you want to get all the lowdown, she, just like you said, she's trying to replace The View and The Talk because they're trash. If you want to know, if you guys want to learn more about what she has to think on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, be sure to go ahead and subscribe to her channel. She will also be at the CME with her husband Tom. So thanks for making time for us tonight, Allie, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. See you later.
All right, that is Allie D in the house, making an appearance. Always giving us the real, so to speak. Very, 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 very good perspective. What is going to happen now? What is going to happen now is phone lines are closed. Phone lines are closed. Show is over. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my dating show. Well, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do the triple header tonight because it is 8 o'clock at night, and I'm not trying to be. Actually, you want to know something? I will do a dating show triple header. I'm going to do the triple header. I normally do the dating show triple header. On normal nights, I'm going to break down a half an hour for each one. I can't come anywhere close to that, otherwise I'm going to miss my bedtime. I'll do 20 minutes of each breakdown, and then, of course, I'll just make sure I start my show earlier. Guys, The Ultimatum, Temptation Island, 90 Day Fiancé. All three of those dating shows, if you want to be able to watch those right after the stream, all you got to do is download the SharpStream app. It is absolutely free. If you want access to the replays and the other 13 seasons and over 1,000 hours of breakdown content, rock solid, red pill, razor sharp surgical analysis, become a patron at patreon.com/DonovanSharp, or you can become a member at SharpStream. I would highly recommend SharpStream because I'm gonna be migrating things from Patreon as it is. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Thank you for all of you who voted. Thank you to all of my super chatters, and thank you to Ali D for making an appearance. I will see you guys over on the SharpStream side in just over 2 minutes.
Couple. Good luck.
To love. Cheers, guys.
Good luck, guys.
Welcome, welcome, one and all. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to the official dating show breakdowns. The triple header. The triple header is in full effect. To the third power, it is time to hashtag Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill. And thank you very much, Jay Blaze, for keeping me abreast of the Celtics and Nets. Thank you guys. Thank you very, very much for that. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to my Facebook audience. I'm going to say goodbye to my Twitch audience. I'm also going to say goodbye to